I don't even know how to start this kind of a video, but, hi guys, it's Kelsey. And, I'm tired of being quiet on the subject because clearly it is getting me nowhere. So, hi. Welcome to the story of how Capital University has effectively taken $4,000 from me. So I guess we should back this up to, I don't know, January? You'll notice that there is a solid 6 months where I did not upload anything, and that's because I was dealing with a lot of stuff on my own. I was in a car accident, you know, lots of, like, big traumatic life stuff. I was dealing with the fallout after, the whole Toby thing. You know what, fuck it, I'm calling him Tyler from now on. The whole fallout after Tyler Poole. So, last semester was not a great time to be Kelsey. Kelsey dealt a lot with her anxiety and depression issues. And that's fine, that happens to people. But that being said, Kelsey then also needed extended time to move out of Lohman, which was the dorm that I lived in last year. Well, Kelsey was approved for extended time, and then her key card got cut off anyway, and she couldn't move her stuff out. I don't know why I'm talking in the third person. I effectively abandoned the stuff in Lohman because there was no way for me to get in that building. I was approved for an extended move out because of the issues going on. I'm sorry, by the way, about the camera. My computer is what I'm recording on because my camera has no SD card, and I will get to that in a second. So yeah, I abandoned approximately 3,000, let me rephrase that. I was forced to abandon approximately $3,000 worth of stuff in that Lohman room, and the reason that I know that is because the big ticket item, you'll notice the absence of them on my channel, is my flute was in there. You'll notice the absence of flute covers. And here's the really shitty thing about this whole situation. The university has no record of cleaning out my room. Neither Rest Life nor Facilities has the record of throwing away. It was a lot of stuff. There should have been a record about that. So, yeah, that's May. That's fun. The reason that I have not brought this up earlier, the reason that it was kind of swept under the rug on my end, is because on June 27th, I was living and paying rent in Trinity Lutheran Apartments, which is also owned by Capital. I was living and paying rent in one of those apartments, and they decided to come in and clean everything out of my apartment. Which is wonderful, right? You know, resulted in $6,000 of property damage. They basically just threw away everything that was in that room. I left at 7 a.m. that morning, and in that time, between 7 a.m. and 1 p.m. when I got back from work, they had cleaned everything out of my apartment. Except for my futon was still in there, my trombone was still in there, and my microphone was still in there, and 2 bags of clothes. That's all I owned for a solid, several days. And, yeah, that was wonderful, you know. All of the stuff that I owned at that point, which, keep in mind, already a smaller subsection of what I owned at the start of the last school year, because they forced me to abandon stuff in Lohman, that's what's in my apartment left that I own. So they're like, well, we threw it all away. It's all down in the dumpster. So we'll be nice and we'll go get it out of the dumpster for you. But you have to dig through the bags of trash that have been in the dumpster that are the things that you once owned. So that's a thing that I had to do over the summer. And then I had to report and make a list of all of the things that were, that didn't come back, basically. All the things that, or all the things that were damaged beyond repair. And like I said, that totaled out to about $6,000 worth of stuff, because the big ticket item that, had been broken in the process, and also broken into, those are 2 separate issues with this thing, was my laptop, my old MacBook. Then, and I feel like this is maybe a key element here, I should mention that I come from a poor family in a very poor town. It took over a month to get that insurance money. Which, you know, whatever. Except for, I had drained my savings account at this point, So I was basically in a position where I could either accept what they were giving me or not eat. I'll let you assume which one I picked. That being said, the other thing that was promised to me, in addition to the list of ticketed items that I could identify from my room, was I was supposed to be reimbursed for the rent for the summer, which was roughly $1,800. It was $125 a week from May to August. So that's a thing that was supposed to happen, didn't happen. That came about in a conversation that was sitting on the couch in the dorm. The day that happened, I was sitting on the couch with Tom Snee, who was the area director on duty at the time. I was eating a sub that he bought me because everything that I owned was thrown in the trash, as it shouldn't have been. And he was like, yeah, well, we can float your rent. A couple of weeks later, I bring that back up to John Geyer, who is the head of Res Life at Capitol. And he was basically like, we're not doing that because we're replacing everything that got thrown away. I'm like, you still made me dig through bags of trash and are currently making me live with next to no possessions. So, I feel like that's not fair, but I can't fight back. And the reason that I couldn't fight back is because I was literally in the Office for Disabilities about my inability to fight back to people about my inability to stand up for myself. I'm sorry that I keep having to jiggle the mouse because my screen keeps going dark. So, yeah, January 31st comes, and I get the check. Like I said, I had no real option about not signing off on that. So that's fine. Ultimately, they did give me the itemized list of stuff, except for the things that I did not put prices next to. I never got reimbursed for any of my bras or underwear that also didn't come back, and dear God, do I just hope those ended up in the trash in a bag that we didn't find in our... So that pushes us to August. I'm now also trying to push for this remaining $1,800. And ultimately, I'm able to get them to give me $500, which, if you can do the math, that's still an outstanding amount of $1,300, basically. But in this time, I've also started pushing again about the stuff in Loman, because I had been avoiding it because I did not want Capitol's legal team to be like, we don't believe you about what got taken out of Trinity, because why the fuck is this scenario happening? Because why the fuck is this scenario happening? This should not have ever happened to anyone, but here we are. And basically I'm informed that there is no record of anything being thrown away from that room in Loman. But someone lives there. Someone does live there now. So stuff clearly had to have been thrown away from that room in order for people to live there now. But there's no record of them cleaning the room. And there's no record of what happened to the stuff that was in that room. Which basically means that there is no record of a $2,000 flute being lost. It's also really concerning because it did not show up in the ed department or in the flute studio within the conservatory. And yeah, there's no record. So now basically it's just my word against theirs about whether or not this actually happened, which... I'm me. And now we're at a point where I don't know what else to do. I've been trying to fight with the university about this for months, and they are not budging on it. They're like, sucks to suck. Which, that's not okay. I ended up choosing Capitol University because it was the cheapest of my options. If I had accounted for the fact that they were going to take away $4,000 of my stuff, or my ability to behave like a normal person because of all of the emotional trauma that I'm dealing with from this, I 110% would not have come here. So I don't know where else to turn other than my channel at this point. You'll notice this video is lower quality and lower microphone quality than anything else that I've ever put out on this channel. At least in the last 3 years since I bought a USB mic and then eventually an XLR, because my camera was one of the things that was taken and came back, but came back without the SD card in it. It's almost like they knew that that had everything that I had ever owned on it, it's almost like they knew that there was an apartment tour filmed on that SD card. Additionally, while I was still living in that apartment, between when I moved into the suite that I currently am sitting in and when I moved out of that apartment, my scooter also disappeared, my Razor scooter. $200 Razor scooter. But yeah, that disappeared. So, again, I don't know what to do about this now other than to take it public. There's a reason that I've been avoiding bringing this up on social media, and that's because I identify that I've probably got one of Capital's biggest marketing tools that they don't really seem to know about on my channel right now, which is my dorm tour, which this should have been in the cards for now. So hi if you came from that. So, in conclusion, don't trust Capital University Res Life because they will fuck you over.